Then come to the next topic, elements of the warehousing strategy. What are the different elements of the warehousing strategy will be there? We will discuss in this chapter. In the case of the opening the warehouses, as I have said in this lecture also, that the warehouses is the too much importance for any of the factors. Many of the company have only warehouses in India. Multinational company has only warehouses in India, not production in India. They have produced items in the Singapore, they produced items in the China, they produced item in the Thailand, Bangkok, and only the warehouses is there in the Noida, Gurgaon, and the company is sending the market to the product. Hence, what are the different warehousing strategy is there? This will be discussed here in detail. Factors to be considered in a warehousing strategy: presence energy, operating flexibility, location flexibility, scale economy, outsourcing decision, choosing the right partner. Choosing the right partner is the most important strategy for the warehouses. If you select the wrong partner, then the business will be get spoiled. And the right partner is essential in case of the business. Always think of the right partner. Third-party contractors and why contracts fail. Future of the outsourcing we will discuss here, and summary keywords case study is also given here, and self-assessment questions and suggested book and references for the warehouse strategy that have been given here. Explain the factors to be considered in the warehousing strategy. Discuss how to take an outsourcing decision for a warehouses. Describe how to choose the right partner or third-party contractor for the outsourcing. Elaborate on why contractors fail. Describe the future of the outsourcing. In the previous chapter, you studied health safety issue in the warehousing. You also studied the types of the risk assessment. And an organization has to formulate effective strategy for the business growth. A strategy implies an action plan that is formulated to achieve a long-term or overall aim. Similarly, an organization has to imply a sound warehousing strategy. A sound warehousing strategy must to be remain in the business, where the warehouse is to be made and for the distribution of the item, and to reduce the overall logistic cost and stay competitive in the market. Today's market is completely volatile, completely dynamic. Globalization is there. Any country can enter in the market. Any company can enter market. From India, you can supply to the item to the any of the country, to the Bangladesh, to the Sri Lanka, to the Bhutan, to the Nepal. You can supply the item from here. Then the India become the economic superpower. For example, the organization can maintain its own warehouse and can outsource our warehousing function to a logistic service provider. Organization use a combination of the private, public, and contract warehouses. In this chapter, you will study various factors that need to be considered while creating a warehousing strategy. There will be a discussion on the warehouse outsourcing. You will understand how to take a warehousing decision and select the right partner or the third-party contractor. You have to select the right partner for this and the third-party contractor. You will also get acquainted with the reasons for the failure of the contracts and the future of the outsourcing. Factors to be considered in a warehousing strategy. A warehousing strategy signifies selecting the right geographical sites and the number of the warehouses required to achieve a place and time utility while enhancing the impact of the sales and marketing in terms of the total cost reduction and increased market dominance. If you think for the total cost reduction and market dominance, then you have to go for the warehousing strategy. If the company is thinking of the total cost reduction, increased market dominance in the market throughout the world, then you have to go for the world warehousing strategy. Most organizations use a combination of the public, private, and the contract warehouses. A contract or the private warehouses is used to handle the basic yearly needs, while a public warehouse is used for the peak season requirement. In some scenario, field or market warehouses are public warehouses, while central warehouses are the private one. One can use contract warehouses in either case. The utilization of an entire warehouse completely is rare to achieve. According to a planning rule, warehouses that are designed to be used in their full capacity are actually used from the 75-85% of the entire time. Therefore, 15 to 25% of the time, the warehouse space required for meeting the peak season needs is not used. In such scenario, building private warehouses is more efficient for covering 75% of the needs, and remaining needs can be adjusted by using a public warehouse. Another form of the combined public warehousing can be the output of the market needs. An organization can discover that this type of the warehousing is more suitable at the particular location depending upon the volume of the distribution. However, in other types of the markets, public warehouses can prove to be the least costly. The aim of the logistical system design is to analyze the type of the warehouse combination and a strategy for the meeting customer demand. There are two main uses upon which an integrated warehouse strategy focuses: the number of the warehouses to be used, the type of the warehouses required for meeting the market needs. Most organizations can address this issue by using a combination of the warehouses depending upon the product and customer types. In some cases, customers are best served through the public warehouses, while in others, a private warehouse is the best option. In the supply chain management, a warehouse is an important element. The decision to be set up the related facility need to be determined by the overall strategy of the supply chain for the cost and service. A warehouse fits into a strategic system design if it can provide either cost or the service benefit. The selection of the right location and the warehouses and their number is based on the number of the factors, such as the product needs, number of customers, and the manufacturing locations. A warehouse represents a part of an organization's overall effort of gaining place and the time utility. The formulation of the warehouse strategy largely depends upon the overall objective of an organization with respect to the growth that the organization expects in the future, especially with respect to the following factors: level of the desired and offered customer service, ability of the product for the customers, minimum cost of the product distribution. Once the supply chain and corporate objectives are properly defined, it is important to consider current environmental factors with respect to the customer's buying patterns, customer's demand pattern, competitors' warehousing strategy, and customer's reaction in case of the stock out. Once the environmental scenario is analyzed, one needs to analyze the organization's resources with respect to the brand equity, warehouses facility, need for the products, and the ability of the finances and other required resources. Warehouses strategy perform all the above steps for the comprehensive analysis of the entire situation, which allows them to take decision with respect to the following: warehousing cost, warehouses locations, whether to have a private warehouses or outsource a public one, whether to have a centralized or decentralized warehouses if the organization has a private warehouse. An all-inclusive study has been done for the public and the private warehouses, which allows warehouse strategy to make a decision on the ownership of the warehouses, that which type of the warehouses will be there. We have already discussed the different type of the warehouses. The warehouses strategy can consider on a specific warehouse type while taking decision. These factors are presence synergy, industry synergy, operating flexibility, location flexibility, and the scale economics. Scale economics is the most important in case of the business. Location flexibility is also one of the quantitative decision factor for the warehousing. Location flexibility Here is the figure is given about the quantitative decision factor for the warehousing. Presents energy, industry's energy, operating flexibility, location flexibility. Flexibility is important in case of the competitive marketing. Globalization. You must remain to be the flexible. As you will remain flexible, as your company will grow, flexibility is the more important thing in case of the business. We will discuss this factor in detail in the next section with respect to the number of the warehouses organization needs to achieve their logistical and the marketing objective. Generally, the following two options are available: centralized warehouses, decentralized warehouses. In an organization has a very few warehouses for distributing its products, they are called centralized warehouses. On the other hand, if the number of the warehouses is more, they are called decentralized warehouses. Generally, centralized warehouses are built around a site of production and they have a few points of the dispatch. Centralized warehouses are used by organizations that need centralized inventory control, like the ones with a limited market, high input price, strong brand loyalty, and the industrial products. In contrast to the centralized warehouses, decentralized warehouses are generally built around market areas and have multiple points of the dispatch. These warehouses are used by the organization that need customer responsive, such as the fast-moving consumer goods sectors and retail chain stores. The table shows the strength and weakness of the both type of the warehouses. This is the strengths of a centralized warehouse, strength of a decentralized warehouses. Centralized inventory and control exist. No stock out condition due to goods storing at one or the few locations. There is better control over market intermediary. Warehousing costs are less. Transportation done in bulk is relatively cheaper. Decentralized warehouse, there is maximum market coverage, which results in the more sales. Centralized warehouse, there is no need to carry a large inventory as done in the decentralized one. As a result of the maximized customer service, high levels of the goodwill and the loyalty are achieved. Centralized, the demand for various markets and segments can be met even in a short span of the time. Transportation costs are moderate while performing bulk transportation from a plant to a warehouses. Weaknesses of the centralized warehouses, weaknesses of the decentralized warehouses. This is very important. The advantage of a customer service is lost in case of the centralized. A stock out situation occurs. Market control and the coverage is poor. High investment is involved in the inventory. Unless done in bulk, transportation costs are high. The development cost of the warehouses are high. Demands from distant markets cannot be completed on the short notice. Otherwise, costly transportation modes are used. Additional transportation costs are needed if there is a shortage of the goods in one warehouse that needs to be replenished from the other. Irrespective of the type of the warehouses strategy need to consider the following factors to select the location of the warehouses and decide their number. This is the one of the best warehousing strategy. The number of the location of markets that are targeted by the organization. A multinational company target the location of the market where one in the Chennai, one in the Mumbai, one in the Bangalore, one 10 in the Delhi. If the product markets of an organization are clustered and limited, the location of its warehouses should be near markets. Should be near the markets. And number of the warehouses should be limited. In addition, if the market's location are near to the organization's production plant, it is better to work from in-plant warehouses. If markets are diversified and wide, the organization should use decentralized warehouses. Corresponding facility and location of the production center. The number of the production plant the organization has and their distances from the potential and target market is another factor that helps in determining the location and the number of the warehouses. If the organization has a various production plants that are close to the various target market, it is better to operate in plant warehouses. Production center facility deal with the products that are produced by the organization as a single. multiple or products if all the production centers produce all products of the organization. Warehouses are not needed. This is because in that case, production center can also be used as a distribution center. If some specific or different products from the organization's total product mix are produced by the various production centers, which are close to the markets and geographically widespread, the organization does not need warehouses. Transportation infrastructure facility. This factor comprises the ability of the quality vehicles capable of transporting goods in the desired quantity, realistic cost of the production, and the transmit time. In such cases, the organization can use centralized warehouses. Otherwise, it needs to use decentralized one. Financial resources. If an organization has financial constraint or is not wealthy enough, it should use public warehouses. The reason is that it needs minimum finance and capital to use the public warehouses. Quantity, quality, and nature of goods to be stored. This is another factor that has an impact on the warehousing strategy. For example, for a specific time period, high seasonal products are required to be stored in a bulk. For situations like this, the organization should use decentralized warehouses. Possibility of change in the warehouse use. If there is a possibility that the organization might change the use of its warehouse later, the organization should make a plan for that possibility. For example, an organization can consider whether it is profitable to lease the warehouses or sell it to the other party. Management philosophy with respect to the customer service use. If the organization's management decide to utilize customer service to gain a competitive advantage, the organization should have decentralized warehouses that are located near the market. This will help serve customers in a better way and maintain market dominance. Many organizations have found to give better customer service. An effective way is to create regional warehouse or hubs to store products in the semi-knocked down condition and deliver them after assembling when an order has arrived. This technique works fairly well for the computer hardware and automobile industry. For example, Hyundai has a warehouses near Chennai, which is close to its factory, and has 2 more warehouses in Mumbai and Delhi to stock spare parts. Here given an example of this. Using these warehouses, Hyundai has developed access to the market such as Aurangabad and the Ludhiana. Therefore, an Aurangabad customer needs anything, he see and approach Mumbai warehouses instead of the waiting for the product to arrive from the Chennai. After getting the general view of the warehousing strategy, let us now talk about the 5 qualitative decision factors which need to be considered while developing the warehousing strategy. The qualitative decision factors are discussed in the following subsection. Presence energy. Presence energy implies the benefits of the marketing when the warehouse inventory is situated in a nearby building which is clearly associated with the organization. This means that the warehouse building has the name of the organization on it as far as widespread notion when the supplier maintains inventory in nearby locations. Customer feel more comfortable. Customer and products benefiting through the local presence need to be served through using the contract or the private warehouses. Customers get benefited by this. Industry synergy. Industry synergy are the operating benefits that come from the collection with their other organizations that are dealing in similar products and belong to the industry. For instance, the organization dealing in grocery are generally benefited when their public warehouses are shared and other suppliers that deal in the same industry. The transportation costs are less to which of the one of the key benefits because the combined use of the same warehouses result in the quick delivery of the combined loads from the various suppliers. Contract and public warehousing results in an increase in the industry synergy potential. Operating flexibility. This is important. Operating flexibility means the capability of adjusting the internal procedure and policy for meeting customer and the product requirement. Private warehouses run under the organization's control, and therefore generally they are perceived to show more operational flexibility. However, the public warehouses generally deploy procedure and policy that are common for all their customers for minimizing any confusion with respect to their operation. Various contract and public warehouses operation also show great responsiveness and flexibility. Location flexibility. Location flexibility infers the capability of adjusting the number and location of the warehouses quickly as per the changes in the permanent and the seasonal demands. For instance, seasonal demands for the chemical used in the agriculture require warehouses to be situated near the market area as they facilitate a quick pickup by the customers. In the non-crop situation, it is not necessary to have the local warehouse. Therefore, the desired strategy is to be capable of opening and closing local warehouses on a seasonal basis. Locational flexibility. On a seasonal basis, when the items are needed in the market, you open the local warehouses. This is the most important strategy. Contract and public warehouses provide the locational flexibility to implement this strategy. Scale economy. Scale economy implies the capability of reducing storage and material handling with the use of the advanced technology. Generally, there is a great opportunity for the high volume facility to obtain these benefits, as they can easily spread the fixed cost of the technology over large product volume. Additionally, in the case of the automated equipment, capital investment can help in reducing and direct variable cost. Generally, contract and the public warehouses are considered to provide better scale of the economy, as they can design warehouses and operation for meeting high volume demands received from the warehouse customer. There, then the self-assessment question is given. These are the warehousing elements of the warehousing strategy is there. These are the warehousing strategies there.